Okay, the grammar is about third conditional sentences. As you know, in English there are different types of conditional sentences. We have got zero type, type 1, type 2, type 3, and mixed conditional sentences. Type 0 and type 1 are about factual and real situations in present and future. But types 2 and 3 and mixed refer to hypothetical or imaginary or unreal situations in present and past. To be more exact, conditional type 2 refers to unreal situations about present and future. Type 3 refers to unreal situations or imaginary situations in the past, and mixed refers to unreal situations that is related to present and past. Okay, let's have more examples and discuss about it more so that it gets clear. Part 4a. Read the sentences below. Which one describes an imaginary situation in the past and which one describes an imaginary situation in the present? 1. If he hadn't written doctrinal, education would probably have remained the same. This refers to past. 2. If we hadn't missed our flight, we would be in Spain now. So it refers to present. Number 3, he wishes he had informed the police when his wife went missing. This refers to past. Okay, let's have some examples about these conditionals and compare them. Let's start with second conditional sentences. So please read with me. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. If I won the lottery, I would buy a big house. I probably won't win the lottery, so I won't buy a big house. It is unreal situation in the present time. If I met the Queen of England, I would say hello. If I met means I most probably won't meet the Queen of England, so I won't say hello. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. She would travel all over the world if she were rich. Because she is not rich, she won't travel all over the world. As you see, the meaning of these sentences refer to present and future. She would pass the exam if she ever studied. She would pass the exam if she ever studied. She never studies. So this won't happen. What won't happen? She won't pass the exam. As you see, we can start conditional sentences with if part, if clause, or with the other clause. In example, the first and second examples, the sentences start with if. But in the other examples, 3 and 4, the sentence started with the consequence clause, with the main clause, result clause. And if clause, has been shifted to the second part. As you see, in second conditional sentences, in if part, we have past form, past simple form of the verb, and the other part includes would plus simple form of the verb. Let's move on to third conditional sentences. If I had known the Queen was visiting our town, I would have gone to see her. It shows, I love Queen, and I wish I had a chance to see and meet her. If I had known the Queen was visiting our town, I would have gone to see her. As you see, it is third conditional sentence, and it refers to an imaginary situation in the past. The verb in if clause is past perfect. If I had known. If I had known means I didn't know. I didn't know. I would have gone. I would have gone. I would have gone to see her. It means I didn't go to see her, actually. So in a result clause of third conditional type, we have would have plus PP form of the verb. I would have gone. So next one. If I had revised for the test, I would have done better. I would have done better. If I had seen Michael at the party, I would have talked to him. I would have talked to him. Both parts in this type of conditional refer to past. Refer to past. Because I didn't see Michael at the party in the past, so I didn't have chance to talk to him. Next one. I would have gone out tonight if I'd had some money. I would have gone out tonight. Now, again, the places of if clause and consequence clause have changed. I had had some money. If I had had some money. I wouldn't have been angry if you had told me sooner. I would have understood them if they had spoken a bit slower. Because they didn't speak a bit slower, I didn't understand. Okay, next one. If I had realized you were coming, I would have tidied the room, for example. If I hadn't been to Colombia, I wouldn't have known what an amazing country it was. Because I went to Colombia, so I knew what an amazing country it was. If I had known you were coming, I would have baked a cake. I would have baked a cake. We don't have cake now, because I didn't cook. I would have been happy if you had called me on my birthday. Okay, these were third conditionals. Imaginary situations that refer to past. Now, mixed conditionals. What are mixed conditionals? Mixed conditionals, as it is clear from the title, are the conditional sentences that make connection between two different times. Okay, for example, the one that is the most common mixed because mixed conditionals are different. They connect past to present, present to past, present to future, future to present, and so on. But the most common one is what we are going to study today here. The connection between past and present. something happened or didn't happen in the past that affected the present situation. Something happened or didn't happen. It doesn't matter it happened or didn't happen in the past. In any case, it affected present situation. Let's see how it functions. If I had worked harder at school, I would have a better job now. If I had worked, as you see, is past perfect. And past perfect refers to conditional type 3, which refers to past. I would have is would plus simple form of the verb. We had this in second conditional type, which refer to present. So if I had worked harder at school, I would have a better job now. Because I didn't work hard at school in the past, now I don't have a better job. Second one, we wouldn't be lost if we had looked at the map. Again, now we are lost. Why? Because in the past we didn't look at the map. Here again we have the shift between the places of if clause and result clause. We wouldn't be lost if we had looked at the map. If you had caught that plane, you would be dead now. If you had caught that plane, it means you missed it. If you, if I want to paraphrase, I would say, if you hadn't missed that plane, you would be dead now. Something happened to that plane. I would be a millionaire now if I had taken that job. I didn't take that job, now I'm not a millionaire. Next one, if you had spent all your money, you wouldn't afford to buy this jacket today. Today, now. If you had spent, because you didn't spend all your money, now you can afford to buy a jacket. We can also have modal verbs. If you had crashed the car, you might be in trouble. You might be in trouble now. If you had crashed in the past, you might be. I could be a millionaire now if I had invested in ABC Plumbing. I could be a millionaire now. I could be a millionaire now if I had invested in ABC Plumbing. And if I had learned to ski, it means I didn't learn to ski. I might be on the slopes right now. I'm not on the slopes. I might be. So we can use modal verbs in consequence clause of mixed conditional sentences. The next point is wish sentences. Wish sentences that refer to past. When we use wish sentences, when we are regretting about something that happened differently. We are not satisfied with the situation. Now, this situation can be present or past. If this situation is in the past, so we use past wish sentences. If it is in present time, we use present wish sentences. So, past wish sentences are used to express our regret, our feeling sorry, our dissatisfaction about what happened or didn't happen in the past. We mostly use wish. I wish I had gone to Australia last year. I wish I had gone to Australia. Did I go? No, I didn't go to Australia last year. Now I regret. Now you regret you didn't go to Australia last year. Now you regret. I wish I could have gone to Australia last year. This is the same. We can use past perfect or could have PP form. Not in all wish sentences, in some of them. In some of them we can change the sentence from past perfect to could have PP form. I wish I had gone to Australia last year. I wish I could have gone to Australia last year. There is no difference. It refers to my disability or inability to go to Australia last year. James wishes he had studied harder. James wishes he had studied harder. Now you wish you studied more before. Now you wish you studied more because you didn't study. James wishes he had studied harder because he didn't study hard. Now he wishes he had studied. We can also say James wishes he could have studied harder. James wishes he could have studied harder. The students wish their teacher hadn't given them homework. The students wish their teacher hadn't given them homework. When did their teacher give them homework? In the past. Now they wish their teacher hadn't given. Now the students feel bad that their teacher gave homework before. Alice wishes she hadn't eaten so much pie. Alice wishes now she hadn't eaten so much pie. She ate so much pie in the past, and now because she feels bad, she feels sick, she wishes she hadn't eaten that much pie. Next one. I wish that the train had been on time and I had reached to my interview. I wish that the train had been on time. So it means the train was late. And I had reached to. I had reached again refers to I wish I had reached to my interview. Unfortunately, the train was late, and so I missed my interview. The second part can be rewritten as I wish I could have reached to my interview. I wish I could have reached my interview or to my interview. All right. This is about conditional type 3, mixed conditions, and wish sentences. All refer to past. Let's go to the book and see what exercises we are going to do. So, part 4b, rewrite the following sentences using third and mixed conditional sentences. 1. We can easily communicate now because Marconi invented the radio. Because Marconi invented the radio. Now, if we want to express it with if sentences, we can say, as you see, the first part, we can easily communicate now. So, and Marconi invented the radio in the past. Okay, so this shows that we are going to have mixed conditional sentence because one part of it refers to present time. So, if Marconi hadn't invented the radio, if Marconi hadn't invented the radio, we couldn't communicate easily now. We couldn't communicate easily now. Okay? It is a mixed conditional. Number 2, she couldn't concentrate because she didn't sleep well. Both parts she couldn't see she couldn't concentrate. It refers to past. Because she didn't sleep, it also refers to past. So our conditional will be third type. She could have concentrated. She could have concentrated if she had slept well. If she had slept well. She could have concentrated if she had slept well. Next one. Three. She is sorry she didn't visit her grandma before her death. She is sorry she didn't visit her grandma before her death. Because we have the concept of sorry, we prefer to express the idea in which sentence. We can say she wishes she had visited her grandma before her death. She wishes she had visited her grandma before her death. But because we have the question asks us to let's say rewrite in third or mixed conditionals, we can also use conditionals. This one is mixed conditional because she is sorry. She wouldn't be sorry. She wouldn't be sorry if she had visited her grandma before her death. She wouldn't be sorry now. She wouldn't be sorry at present if she had visited her grandma before her death in the past. Number 4, I didn't enjoy my day off because the children in the neighborhood made too much noise. So I didn't enjoy past, the children made. Both of them refer to past. Now, I would have enjoyed my day off. I would have enjoyed my day off if the children in the neighborhood hadn't made too much noise. If the children in the neighborhood hadn't made too much noise. Alright. Part number 5. I'm sad I couldn't go to the party. I'm sad I couldn't go to the party. I can either rewrite in wish sentences or conditional. In wish sentence it would be I wish I could have gone to the party. I wish I could have gone to the party. Or if I had gone to the party, I wouldn't be sad. If I had gone to the party, I wouldn't be sad, or I would be happy. Number 6, she didn't get the job because she wasn't feeling well on the day of the interview. She didn't get the job and she wasn't. So she would have gotten the job or could have gotten the job if she hadn't been feeling well, if she had been feeling well on the day of the interview. Again, she could have gotten the job or would have gotten the job if she had been feeling well on the day of the interview. Alright. If there is no problem, let's go to Language Bank on page 34. Okay. You can study this later yourself. And whatever we discussed were all included here. Let's go to the exercises. 1. Match 1 to 8 with 8 to H to make sentences. Alright. 1. If we had taken a taxi, D. We wouldn't have missed the plane. We wouldn't have missed the plane. So 1 is D. If we had taken a taxi, we wouldn't have missed the plane. Number 2. I wouldn't have told her. I wouldn't have told her if I'd known it was a secret. I wouldn't have told her if I had known it was a secret. Number 3. If he hadn't fallen asleep, C. He wouldn't have crashed the car. He wouldn't have crashed the car. Number 4. I wish he had called me before. I wish he had called me before. Number 5. If I'd done all my homework, G. I would have passed the course. I would have passed the course. Number 6. John would have brought a present. John would have brought a present. B. If he had known it was your birthday. John would have brought a present if he had known it was your birthday. Number 7. If his sister hadn't done his homework, A. He could answer the questions now. If his sister hadn't done his homework, he could answer the questions now. Because his sister did his homework, now he cannot answer the questions. And finally, number 8. I would have bought that computer. I would have bought that computer. E. If it had been on sale. If it had been on sale. Good. Part 2. Choose the most appropriate answer. 1. She didn't come to his birthday party yesterday. He wishes she had come. He wishes she had come. C. C is correct. Number 2. I said that her cooking was terrible. I said that her cooking was terrible. I wish I hadn't said that. I wish I hadn't said that. B is correct. Number 3. Her new car consumes a lot of gas. Her new car consumes a lot of gas. She wishes she had bought a different car. C. She wishes she had bought a different car. Number 4. Their trip to China was very interesting. Their trip to China was very interesting. I wish I could have gone there with them. Their trip to China was very interesting. I wish I could have gone there with them. Or you can say, I wish I had gone there with them. Number 5. Our picnic is a lot of fun. Our picnic is a lot of fun. I wish the weather were warmer though. You know, in unreal situations, when it refers to past, we use were instead of was for singular subjects. Okay. the weather is singular, but because it is in a hypothetical situation, we prefer to use were instead of was. Number 6. He enjoyed talking to them. He enjoyed talking to them. He wished they had not left so quickly. He enjoyed talking to them. He wished they hadn't left so quickly. All right, this is the end of Grammar Bank. Let's move back to our lesson. So, practice. 5a. Complete the sentences with the correct form of the verbs in parentheses. All right. 1. Machu Picchu would have remained unknown if Hiram Bingham hadn't explored the Andes in Peru. So Machu Picchu would have remained unknown if Hiram Bingham hadn't explored the Andes. 2. If you had caught that plane, you would be dead now. You would be dead now. Number 3. If the Nestor Movie Company hadn't opened a movie studio there in 1911, Hollywood would remain a quiet community now. If the Nestor Movie Company hadn't opened a movie studio there in 1911, Hollywood would remain a quiet community now. Number 4. After the accident, his father wished he hadn't driven that fast. After the accident, his father wished he hadn't driven that fast. Number 5. The first experiments in cloning would have been impossible if Gregor Mendel hadn't discovered genes. The first experiments in cloning would have been impossible if Gregor Mendel hadn't discovered genes. Number 6. I didn't want to upset my friend. I wish I hadn't told that joke. I wish I hadn't told that joke. You can listen and check the answers. Okay, you are going to describe a big moment in history. Choose an important historical event. If you need help, if you need a student A, turn to page 46. Student B, turn to page 46. Both. Think about the questions below. Why was this event important? What happened before and after the event? Would the world have been different if this event hadn't happened? And we are going to describe our big moment. So, okay, in the speaking part, we're going to describe a big moment in history. Choose an important historical event. If you need help, student A, we talked about this. So, I have written mine. One of the, let's say, most important events in the history was the Battle of Waterloo, which happened in 1815. I'm going to read you what it is about. The Battle of Waterloo was the final clash after years of war between European nations and the French Emperor Napoleon Bonaparte, the Allied forces led by the Duke of Wellington, who described the battle as a damned close-running thing, defeated Napoleon's imperial ambitions. This led to peace in Europe for years to come and helped to end centuries of conflict between England and France. If it hadn't happened, Napoleon Bonaparte would have continued to attack other countries, and the European countries would have been in more conflicts. This was one of the most important moments that put an end to years of conflict in Europe. Okay, so we are going to start next part.